Parents laughed, said my sister would just stay at my place a while. I stood and said, "Funny, I haven't lived there for 6 weeks." They laughed. My parents, sitting there at the dinner table, actually laughed as they told me my sister was moving into my apartment. But that laugh died in their throats, fading into pure disbelief, when I finally looked up and simply said, "Funny, I haven't lived there for 6 weeks. My name is Natalie, and at 31, I thought I had finally built a life that was truly mine." That apartment, my gorgeous little downtown Chicago sanctuary, represented years of brutal hard work, a stark contrast to my sister Elaine, who always had everything handed to her on a silver platter. I never, not in my wildest dreams, imagined my parents would cross this line, casually gifting my sister the keys to my home without even a whisper to me. But that moment, that was the day I finally stood up for myself, after a lifetime of being the forgotten daughter. Growing up in suburban Illinois, I was practically invisible next to Elaine. Our 4-bedroom house in Naperville, it might as well have had a single spotlight shining only on her. From day one, the pattern was brutally clear. Elaine got all the attention, all the praise, all the resources. Me? I was expected to just figure things out. I'll never forget my 16th birthday. For months, I'd been dropping hints about a small pizza party with my friends. Nothing fancy, just a casual get-together at my favorite local spot. When the day came, my parents had completely forgotten. Mom was busy driving Elaine, who was only 11, to her dance recital. Dad was working late. I ended up ordering a single small pizza, eating it alone in my room, staring at college brochures. 5 years later, when Elaine turned 16, it was a completely different story. They rented out an entire venue, hired a DJ, and bought her a perfectly functional used car, complete with a giant red bow on top. School events followed the same heartbreaking pattern. My parents rarely, if ever, showed up for my honor society inductions or debate team finals. When I graduated high school as salutatorian, my own mother spent most of the ceremony taking pictures of Elaine in the audience instead of watching me give my speech. For Elaine, they'd rearrange vacations for her softball tournaments, stay up late helping with her science fair projects. The disparity was soul-crushing. It continued through college. I worked 3 jobs simultaneously, mornings at a coffee shop, evenings at the library, and weekends waitressing. Every single dollar went towards my education at Northwestern, where I studied marketing. My parents contributed what they called what they could afford, which amounted to about $500 per semester. That wasn't even enough for books, let alone tuition. Meanwhile, Elaine breezed through the University of Chicago with full parental support. She graduated with 0 student loans, thanks to them covering absolutely everything. When she struggled with classes, Dad hired tutors. When she decided she wanted to live off campus, they paid her security deposit and rent. After graduating, I landed an entry-level position at a digital marketing firm in downtown Chicago. The salary was modest, but I budgeted meticulously. I lived with 3 roommates in a cramped apartment miles from the office. I packed lunches, skipped vacations, and squirreled away every spare dollar. After 3 years with a few promotions and side gigs managing social media for small businesses, I finally saved enough for full story video added in below.